Yeah. Why is there so much hatred amongst us humans today? Why do we find it so hard to get along? Why do we forever sin and only think about praying when we see that things are going wrong? Why do we feel destruction is the only solution to our problems? Retribution is in God's hands. I believe what goes around comes back round for a reason, like getting even, bond the devil through God's plans. You got a choice, you can dance with the devil, let him lead you astray into the fire burning hell of dismay, or go on a journey with God, let him show you the way to avoid deep urban decay. It costs nothing to pray. What's 10 minutes out of the day? Do you feel that's going out of your way to say a prayer just before you sleep and after you wake, for having a roof over your head and plenty food on your plate? There's so many people around this world who just can't relate to the things we take for granted, something simple as rain. I feel I need to explain and free my emotions out of this cage. The inner feelings that I'm feeling I just cannot contain. I shed a tear for all the peeps that got caught up in the massacre on the 7th of July 2005, the same day the world leaders went to talk about Africa. That's too much of a coincidence, look, both of them rhyme. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, then the world may see peace. Until then it's inevitable, like I'm editable, 666 mark of the beast. There's always gonna be a war against the West and the East. Arch enemies won't put down their arms till they're deceased. There'll be discrimination over religion and man's belief. It's ironic that the Bible and the Quran both demand peace. When I look around, all I see is lost souls, only interested in sex, money, drugs, clothes. Who can really tell me why? Only God knows why they got that frame of mind on these rocky roads. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by help and understanding. Peace begins when the hungry are fed. War can only end in death and bloodshed, nothing more, nothing less.
This morning we met up with UNICEF, and amazing how UNICEF is such a big organisation, and yet the pyramid structure of the people that work for UNICEF, they really do make such a big difference to the welfare of children in this town with a population of 1 million plus. No, but you can write on Facebook and then we'll send you this footage.
Alright.
UNICEF, Rotary and the World Health Organization all work in partnership as a team, utilising their strength to fight polio. They are so good at organising that even myself, who I think I'm quite a good organiser, I've learned a couple of things from the way they motivate and coordinate people, often the poorest people in the world. Then we came back to this hotel. It's a palace. It's crazy. And next door over there, they're building what's called the Palm Greens, which is a gated community. So the development across there is something that you would expect to have in Surrey or, you know, the Hamptons. And across the road is, you know, man in a shack. But that's the transformation that is going on that I'm kind of sensing in India. It's one thing to sit in England and read about the economy, this, that and the other, and India becoming a powerful country and what an amazing thing it is. And then you come here and you sort of see a different contrast between a push and a pull factor. A TV interview for the local TV network called EDTV, I think. Last night I had a real issue with, again, the unfairness of what life throws to certain people in this country. And especially the poor. If you have nothing, no one will help you. You know, it's really difficult to understand, you know, all the factors that affect poor people: religion, poverty, lack of education, the need to earn money. There is in this country, in this state, laws that protect children from working, and yet the people that were telling me that had children who were their servants. Laws that stop employers from employing children before the age of 16, and yet from the age of 5, kids in the poorest of the poorest get sent off to work so that they can earn an income for the family. My first thing is, why don't these kids get sent to school? Because the parents can't afford to send them to school. Now, employers, if they stop employing the kids, and the kids don't then have access to free education, and then the family don't have access to some income, it'll be even worse. So how the hell do you fix that? Part of me thinks what a brilliant thing I had polio, because without having had polio, the rest of my life wouldn't have happened. If I didn't have polio, chances are when I could walk and I was 5 years old, I would have been sent off to do some work. And I just, it's in England, I can relate. In England, my disability is never an issue. In England, I don't interact with many people who have a disability. In fact, I don't have any friends with a disability, physical disability. Sure, I go to wheelchair basketball, I go to a swimming club which is only for disabled people, but I'm not their friend as such that I spend time with them. Suddenly here, for the last few days, and especially here, I can really relate to polio, partly because it's such a big issue in this country that there are a lot of people that suffer from polio, and there are a lot of people that have been vaccinated against polio, and it's a big problem. So in a sort of a nice way, I feel slightly reconnected with India, although it's such a vast country, and I'm miles away from Calcutta. I still feel that I haven't completely confronted my gremlins about my past, but this is a nice stepping stone towards returning to Calcutta one day, and I hope to be able to do it with Rotary.